What's going on, everybody? We are live here in Clear Pond community. You can see the smoke is definitely thick here in the community right now, and that's going to stay that way here as we go through the overnight hours here with this little to non-existent winds here right now, just really causing this smoke to kind of fall right to the ground. So really keeping it low here for us this evening. I'm just getting everything set up here to be able to go around and show you guys what is going on. So we're just double checking to make sure everything's working. Just double checking to make sure everything's working. I hope everybody's doing all right. Everybody's safe this evening. It's been a long 24, 48 hours here over the past couple days as everything's been very escalated here around town. So we're looking forward to this finally being over. Unfortunately, it looks like we're going to have a couple more days of at least smoke while we've got a ton of hot spots continuing to burn, and some pretty large areas still burning right now at this time. The state of South Carolina has come out and said 30% containment here for the Carolina forest fire. So we will see how that escalates throughout the evening or de-escalates. We will see. But thank you for following along here tonight. It's been a long couple days here and a lot of driving around, looking at what's going on. We had a pretty wild day here today in Carolina Forest. Very scary situations throughout, but we are continuing to upkeep our promise here at Myrtle Beach Aware to keep you guys aware of what's going on. So that's exactly what we're going to do here tonight. Right now, just taking a peek around the Clear Pond community, checking out the smoke here that has set in throughout the community, and just making sure everything looks kosher here around the community before we head out towards the Walker's Woods area and Avalon, those areas this evening here. So Clear Pond community is actually going to be on the west side of the fire. So we are, if you look at the Waterford community and come right in, that is going to be where Clear Pond is. We're on the opposite side of Waterford. Very smoky here in Clear Pond this evening. Reagan asked if it's still behind Walker's Woods. Yes. Yeah, the main fire here is still behind Walker's Woods. Mostly pretty well controlled, just not contained. What we're seeing here is a lot of smoke from a lot of residual hot spots. I'm not seeing any glow right now, period, at all, which is a really good sign compared to what we were dealing with last night and early this morning. So looking pretty good from that standpoint. I do suspect we'll probably see this smoke linger probably for a couple days as these hotspots the fire department's going to be controlling these hotspots over the next couple days. And definitely going to be smoky for sure. So air quality is definitely going to be a major concern as we go through the next 24, 48 hours for the area. We're not expected to see a lot of winds pick up, so which is a great thing, but also the downside to not seeing the winds pick up is the fact that we're going to see this lingering smoke in the air as it's very heavy and going to be down at the surface. So you take what you can get. The good thing is we're not seeing the winds to push the fire anymore. Very calm to little to no winds actually right now. So that's a good thing. But on the flip side, that's where we get this smoke lingering in the area around the fire and extending even further. For what little wind we do have can push that smoke, down into Sockasty, Forest Brook, those areas. If you guys are out and about driving around tonight, be extremely cautious for wildlife. There's a lot of wildlife that's been displaced here. This is a very large section of Carolina forest that's wooded, is home to a lot of wildlife. So be very particularly careful, um, and don't be surprised if you see some wildlife in your yards and things like that overnight tonight, and for the next couple days, as there's a lot of activity in the woods from the fire department and things like that. So definitely want to be cautious as you're driving down the road. Don't want to hit any of the wildlife. Thank everybody for tuning in here tonight. We're covering and continuing to cover the Carolina forest wildfire here that's been ongoing for well over 24 hours, and getting close to that 48-hour mark here. So well, not really. We're well over 24 hours here now, but definitely been a very interesting day throughout the day today, as we've watched this fire kind of yesterday and into the evening overnight. Last night, this fire went in towards Highway or International Drive, out towards Highway 90, that vicinity, and the wind shifted out of the north last night and eventually pushed this fire all the way back into Carolina forest. So very great turn of events there as far as the progress of this fire. All the progress you feel like you made for the fire department goes right out the window as soon as those winds shifted and pushed everything right back in the direction we did not want it to go. But the fire department did a wonderful job today getting things under control, situations under control as they unfolded. We were in the thick of it there in Walker's Woods as that a small little hot spot eventually just blew up and became this giant fire, imposing on multiple homes. And Horry County Fire and Rescue, along with others, did a tremendous job to extinguish that and get it controllable. So kudos to them for their efforts, and we need to definitely be sending them our praise and our thanks for saving hundreds of homes here in the Walker's Woods area, Avalon, Waterbridge, those areas, even into Spring Lake and Coventry and Covington and all of those communities. Great job to Horry County Fire Department on that, and as well as the Horry County Police Department keeping everybody safe and the community safe the whole way through. They were blocking off, checking IDs, doing everything to keep people out and keep the right people in. So very good job. Very impressed. Avalon, I'm not sure what the status is down there right now. I'm working to get my way down there. Just kind of this tonight here, there's not a whole lot to see really. Everything's pretty calm at the moment, but this is kind of just drive around, take a peek at what's going on and how things are looking. And then eventually in the morning, we'll have a little bit clearer of an update as the sun comes up. We can really see what's going on. But so far, looking so good. Not perfect by any means, but definitely a lot better than last night. It is definitely a lot calmer. We're not seeing the chaos here this evening. Fire trucks running everywhere constantly. Police officers running everywhere. We're not seeing any of that tonight. So very good sign moving forward here. Just keep these people that live in Walker's Woods and Avalon and all those communities in your prayers. As some have some damages that, thank God, nothing major to be dealing with as far as damages, but there is some loss there and people have to recover from that. And there's a lot of scared people in the communities now that are needing support from loved ones and friends during this. It's a very scary event. It's not something that you can prepare for. So keep them in your thoughts and prayers here as we move through the next couple days as people start to recover a little bit here. If you don't follow us on YouTube, head on over to my YouTube channel and hit that subscribe button. When we get to 1,000 subscribers here within hopefully the next couple days, we are going to go live and do a giveaway for that. We've got some exciting things coming up here very, very soon for Myrtle Beach Aware, and we're there, and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell button because we do go live during these events, severe events. We're talking, typically it's going to be hurricanes, tornado warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings, things like that. And we do monitor radar for storms in other parts of the country. Tuesday we will probably be live going over tornado warnings and severe thunderstorm warnings in Mississippi, Nashville, Tennessee's in that. We're looking all the way stretching over into Alabama. So definitely going to be watching the radar on that, probably talking about some tornadoes and things like that. And then eventually switching gears for Wednesday for our area. We are watching the chance for severe weather. I will have more of an update on that tomorrow. I'll probably go live on that tomorrow as things kind of settle down. Today just was a lot, and I just did not get a chance to even look at models and go over data for that. But we will definitely be live giving a forecast for our area for our Wednesday storms that we're looking at. So right now, definitely plan for some form of severe weather, probably here along the Grand Strand, a little bit closer to the coast than we are, than we're looking here towards Florence and those places. But definitely want to keep your, like they don't have no headlights on that thing. Definitely want to keep your ears and eyes peeled for thunderstorms and things like that. We've got fire vehicles here responding, a lot of brush vehicles and things responding. They must have found a flare up somewhere. So they are responding somewhere right now, probably back towards that Walker's Woods area. But we'll swing back by that way on the way back through. Looks like down here at the library, Carolina Forest Library, is where they have set up a staging area here this evening. So I can tell you it's like a totally different world out here tonight compared to what it was last night. Thank you all for joining us. We are covering and continuing to cover the Carolina Forest fire. I am not covering the Highway 90 fire. My focus here has been on the Carolina Forest area, so I don't have any information on the Highway 90 right as of right now, but we'll recap all of that probably on a live here in a couple days. We'll kind of recap everything that occurred here after all the chaos is done. But overall tonight, looking pretty decent here. Big change from last night, so we can count our blessings on that for sure. Myrtle Beach Aware suffered a loss yesterday on this event here. We lost our drone somewhere in the woods. We hit some good gust of wind, took her, and the drone is officially gone, unfortunately. So we won't have any drone shots of the aftermath here of this wildfire, unfortunately, until we can save up some money and get another drone. Drones are not cheap when you're looking for a quality drone to provide live streaming to your viewers. So it's going to take a little while to get another drone. And I apologize, my location here is not updating. I am not in Waterford. I am down River Oaks right now, just passing Belgrove Reserve, heading out towards International. I believe International is still closed at this point, but gonna just do the loop here and check everything out. But I am not in Waterford anymore, so obviously gotta look into why my location does not want to update here. Should be doing that automatically. Donnie says thanks, or be careful out there. Thank you, Donnie. I appreciate it. Today was pretty scary at some moments, I'll tell you. I'll be honest with you. And I did 20 years in the volunteer fire service. And just being in certain positions today to capture footage for you guys, it was pretty intense there for a few minutes on occasion. But I wanted to get the best footage that I could for you guys and show you what was going on, so that way you didn't feel the need to come out and get in the way, essentially, to be frank. There was a lot of people that they were really trying to get out because the fire department was having a hard time getting apparatus in with all the cars parked everywhere. So I'm glad that I could be the eyes and you guys could see that on the live stream, because you couldn't really, you weren't going to get any closer than what I got. So definitely got to see that upfront view if you were watching the live stream all day today. But I appreciate you guys all tuning in here this evening as we kind of do the loop here and just check out current situations. Definitely a lot calmer tonight than it has been over the past 24 hours. Last night was a totally different story. So definitely a lot calmer of a situation here this evening. And I'm going to check on my location settings here and why that's not working for me, but we'll see if that changes over my location there so you guys can kind of follow along. It should change, but we will find out. You can see they still have International Drive closed down here, so we're going to take a U-turn here and head back down. Anybody have any updates you could leave in the comments? Feel free to leave comments with some updates of what you're seeing, what you have experienced. It's been a crazy 24 hours. As you can see, relatively calm out tonight. This time last night, there was cars everywhere. Cars everywhere, fire trucks everywhere, chaos. Everybody was freaking out, scared. And tonight, a whole lot of calmness, a lot calmer, which is a good thing. And no glow in the sky that I can see from where I'm at. If any of you guys have any footage or photos of this evening here while it's dark of anything, please feel free to share. You can send it to us here on Myrtle Beach Aware on Facebook, or you can email us any photos or anything at myrtlebeachaware@gmail.com. So we'd love to see what you guys have and share those photos out. We'll give you photo credit for those. So Reagan says the 90 fire is 100% contained. So that's good news. I have not been covering that. My focus has been here. Obviously, I live here. So the main focus has been this Carolina forest fire. So good news on the Highway 90 fire at 100%. That's great. Thank you for that update, Reagan. I appreciate it. Trying to monitor comments as I can here. So if I'm a little delayed on the comment response, that's only because I'm focusing on driving. That's probably the most important portion of this evening. Focus on driving and where I'm going so I can get you guys some good information on what's going on currently. Last night's chase, very, very hard. This whole entire event has been really, really hard to cover, getting up close, because where this fire is located, if you're not familiar with the Carolina Forest area, this fire is located in a large open area of mostly unpopulated forest. Okay, which I guess you could call the original Carolina Forest. So the actual Carolina Forest, whatever forest we have left in Carolina Forest, is what was on fire. Okay, so a lot of these neighborhoods all have cul-de-sacs. They butt up against this big giant power line that runs down through that forest, and those cul-de-sacs in most communities fall short of the actual power line. So we couldn't get into any of those cul-de-sacs to see anything. And then we have gated communities that were on lockdown, like Fort Knox, and couldn't access any of that. And then obviously the main fire neighborhoods were completely blocked off with police presence. So we didn't want to interfere with any of that. So been very, very difficult to cover. This morning I was allowed some access into some areas to be able to collect footage for you guys, and that opened my eyes to what the situation actually was at firsthand. To be able to see it firsthand was pretty impressive. So Reagan says Avalon's got some spot fires off of Silvercrest and Pepperbush. So some spot fires going on down there in Avalon right now. And that's going to be normal probably over the next 24, 48 hours. We're going to see those spot fires keep kind of rekindling a little bit. There's a lot to burn out there. Which brings me to my next point. Um, you know, those of you that live in HOA communities that own private sections of forest, okay, if you have private sections of forest, you need to get on your HOAs about maintaining them. That is going to help drastically cut down on a lot of the fire load that is to burn there. This underbrush that we have in a lot of these communities needs to be cut out of there. And yes, it's going to cost your HOA some money to be able to do that, um, but definitely want to maintain it. There's no reason why we can't maintain these patches of woods. As for this big giant forest out here, the state and everybody can maintain those areas. But if it's privately owned property, the state's just not going to come in there and just start cutting timber and doing controlled burns and things like that. So you got to request that from them. So be sure to get on your HOAs and start thinking about that information, and providing yourselves with a little bit of a safe net from some of this. Fire breaks are good. I know there was some individuals in my neighborhood that were really upset that they were cutting trees and everything a couple days ago, in and around behind my house. Actually, they were cutting some trees, and that's just to put it in perspective, my house is exactly about 3/4 of a mile or more from where the main fire was here, just on the west side. So people were really upset that they were cutting trees and everything back there, but what they don't understand is they're maintaining the forest, and we should be happy that they're doing that. And I think that this fire would have been a totally different scenario had the state of South Carolina and these privately owned forests maintain them. So definitely want to maintain. I can drive around my community and see patches of woods that are just so overgrown. It's unthinkable. And we should be maintaining those, and we should hold our HOAs accountable for that, to make sure that gets done. Another thing you can do is urge your HOAs to become a FireWise community. They got a whole list of things that they have to follow to become a FireWise community, and that definitely helps too in the long run. So just little things to put out there. We can, Smokey the Bear says only you can prevent wildfires. So the more we do proactively, the safer we all will be together. So definitely want to pay attention to what's going on in and around our communities, and that also includes the wooded areas of the communities as well. So as you can see here, they've got police officers at every entrance to every community. Most likely, probably, I don't know if anybody can comment on that. I don't know if they're still checking IDs to get into the neighborhoods or whatnot, but I know they're providing security here for the communities that have been hardest hit here with this wildfire. So not sure if they're still checking IDs or not, but if anybody knows that would be awesome information to pass out to people. I know the onlookers has been a major problem for first responders and police officers over the past 24 hours, but I understand people want to see what's going on. But that's why I created Myrtle Beach Aware, to keep you guys aware. So please, anytime we have a severe event, I will be live in some fashion, whether it's in the studio doing just live radar coverage or whatever. I will be there. I made that promise to people when I created Myrtle Beach Aware, and that's what I choose to do. So I stand by that, and I will be live to provide you guys with information, especially when it comes to severe weather and tornado warnings and hurricanes here in Myrtle Beach that affect us right here at home. So a lot of really cool things coming with that side, the actual weather side of Myrtle Beach Aware in the coming months here. So especially as we get closer to the hurricane season, we will have a lot of really cool things coming out that I think people will really enjoy tuning in to see. So very awesome time here for Myrtle Beach Aware as we're growing and bringing you guys weather right to your front doorstep, and you don't even have to go out and see it and put yourself in danger. I'll take that danger for you and go out and chase this stuff. As you can see, it is extremely foggy with smoke here, very low visibility in and through the Carolina Forest area, especially getting into the Waterford Plantation community. Um, Very smoky this evening, and that's going to linger for the next couple days, most likely, as these spot fires and things will continue. This isn't something where you can just put a little bit of water on it and bam, it goes away. This underbrush can burn, for several days. The good thing is they've had bulldozers and everything out there moving dirt. They're covering some of this up under the dirt, but it's going to burn under the ground for a couple days, and that's just pretty normal. I mean, if you go camping and think about, you pour water on your campfire in the evening, and when you go to bed and you wake up the next morning and there's still smoldering embers and everything. I mean, that's exactly what's happening here. So um, definitely got to keep that in the back of your mind, that air quality is going to be an issue for the next couple days, and there's nothing we can do about that. The good thing is we don't have a lot of wind, so the wind is what has been fueling this fire to begin with. So we take that wind out of the equation, the fire has less of a chance to kind of move any further and grow any larger. So going to help the fire department really be able to get good containment. I would suspect we see those containment numbers really rise into the morning and afternoon tomorrow, with the fact that we're going to have very little and minimal winds. So Dina, you're very welcome. Thank you for the kind words. I greatly appreciate it. Little history on Myrtle Beach Aware for those of you that don't know what this is. This is brand new to everybody. I've been a weather fanatic all my life. My brother and I have been crazy about storms our entire lives. My brother and sister used to lock me out on the front porch during severe thunderstorms and tornado warnings and things, and it was quite the journey growing up as a child in my family. But that's another conversation. But weather has just been a large interest in my mind for a long time, and I'm 100% self-taught on this. I am not a meteorologist. I am a storm chaser, and I am certified from the National Weather Service as a storm spotter. And I decided I was going to start posting stuff to my Facebook over time. And when we had hurricanes and things, I was posting my forecasts, and everybody's like, "Hey, I trust your forecasts more than I trust anybody else's, and you're always right." And I'm like, "Well, I'm not always right. I prefer to be wrong." But I decided, hey, this could go somewhere. And I started looking, and I realized that there was a gap in the coverage from the National Weather Service all the way down to the broadcast media. So that would be your TV meteorologists and your news networks. And I said, well, what if I can fill that gap by getting out in the field and providing real-time data to what's going on in the field. And because news stations and stuff like that, they're not as willing to send people out to do those things because of liability. So I figured, why can't I take the liability on my own and storm chase and bring this information to you guys? And that's kind of where Myrtle Beach Aware was founded. And I have a lot of hopes and dreams for Myrtle Beach Aware as we move forward, but that's kind of the backstory on Myrtle Beach Aware and why I decided to start this. And it's extremely important to me to provide this coverage to you guys. And I'm not perfect. My software is not perfect. My chasing is not perfect. I have a long way to go. Right now, I'm working to gather funding to purchase better equipment and help keep you guys safe and aware of what's going on around the community and around the country according to weather. And when it comes to weather, everything moves from west to east. So, like Tuesday, they're going to have severe storms and a large tornado risk there in Mississippi, Tennessee, Alabama, Oklahoma. And, that's eventually going to move east. And that's going to come into our area. And we're looking at a pretty significant trough that's going to be extending some pretty hefty winds just aloft off the ground, and creating all the ingredients that'll be here for severe weather on Wednesday for our area. So I'll be covering that. So that's kind of what I want Myrtle Beach Aware to be. I want to partner with the news media and be the eyes on the ground for them as well. And I don't ask them for any money. I will raise the money for this myself, and hopefully people in the community will support us and what we're doing here. And when I say us, I mean me. I hope that I can build Myrtle Beach Aware to be something greater than what it already is. But I'm doing all of this myself. All the graphics you see, all of the live streams, everything is all done completely by me and on my own and my own time for you guys. So that's what I'm trying to do here for all of you guys. So hopefully people will understand that and help support Myrtle Beach Aware and and our mission to what I'm trying to do. So that's the backstory on Myrtle Beach Aware. But overall, not to bore you guys anymore with the back history of this, not a whole lot going on, really. I mean, you can see there's a bunch of people out driving around here right now, but very calm atmosphere this evening, and the smoke is kind of amazing, actually. I feel like I'm in a campground in the middle of summertime. Everything just smells, and I don't know about you guys, but honestly, campfire smells are just amazing to me. But I feel like I'm at a campground in the middle of summertime with all the smoke just lingering in the woods. That's kind of what it is right now. There's several people I've talked to this evening that were very concerned about the smoke. They were smelling smoke. There was a few that called 911, reported they were smelling smoke. You're going to smell smoke, so let's please try to keep the phone lines open for emergencies with 911. They have specifically requested that. So, you know, all of us in this broadcast media are trying to get that information out to you guys. You will see smoke. That is going to happen here over the next couple days. If you see fire, definitely call 911. That is a necessity at that point. That is now considered an emergency situation, and you definitely want to be calling 911. So the smoke, we'll have smoke notices being released, you know, probably for the next couple days here, but you will see smoke. We don't want to see fire. That's what we don't want to see. But unfortunately, where there's smoke, there's fire. Just hopefully it's nowhere close to your homes, and they can keep those fires burning out in the wide open, non-populated areas of this expansive forested area. This is a very large area. If people haven't seen it on the map, it's a huge area. And to think we've burned 1,600 acres of it so far, and there's still many, many, many more. So, you know, just keep that in mind over the next 24, 48 hours. That air quality is going to be, you know, on the dangerous side, especially if you're in Waterford right now. Air quality is miserable here right now. Definitely not good to be constantly breathing in. So you definitely want to make sure that you take precautions against that. And if you're out and about and you got the smoke on you, sure, it smells good. You smell like a campfire, but just remember that that smoke that's lingering in the air and it gets on your skin, it does off gas, and that can cause major problems for you. Maybe not right now, but down the road. So just keep that in mind. Take showers, clean your clothes, change your clothes often. Those are the things that you can take precautions for. So, you know, I did 20 years in the volunteer fire service, and I wish we would have known that stuff. I wish we would have known what we know now 20 years ago. So the smoke is definitely very dangerous for you guys to be breathing in and getting on your skin and on your clothes. And that's why the fire departments take precautions now to where they're scrubbing each other down as soon as they come out of house fires, decontamination. So just keep that in the back of your mind too, along with the air quality. It doesn't just end when you get inside your home and away from the smoke. It's still lingering on your skin and into your pores. Your pores are your the biggest entrance into your body that there is. So take those precautions as well. I had updated my location here, my location settings, because they weren't automatically changing. So I just put Carolina Forest. That's where I'm at. I'm currently in the Waterford community right now, heading towards the Clear Pond community to check out the smoke in that area as well. Just to show you guys, like, there is no immediate danger. This is smoke that's just lingering, and that's what I'm out and about to show you guys tonight. Definitely, if you're in the Walker's Woods area, Spring Lake, the east end of Waterford, definitely want to have a safety plan for the overnight hours, obviously, just like last night. Definitely want to have those safety plans in case we do get flare-ups and they do call for evacuations again tonight like last night. Definitely want to have that plan in place for yourselves. The plan, a safety plan, not quite as relevant here for areas like Clear Pond. We're a little bit far away. Not expecting to see winds that are going to be able to push any kind of fire over to our area, but definitely have that stuff in the back of your mind. Not saying you have to prepare for that right now in the Clear Pond area and the western Waterford, but definitely want to have those plans in place if something were to arise. But if you're in that in those areas where the main fire occurred over the last 24 hours, definitely want to have that overnight safety plan in place, just like last night. Same thing tonight as it was last night. So you never know where a flare-up can occur, and those flare-ups can happen very quickly and overtake a very large area very quickly. So just have that plan in place. Looking at comments here, Dina had said we have a lot of ash and smoke in Waterford. Yeah, you will. I'm seeing ash right now fall on the windshield here in Clear Pond, so you're going to see that. What we don't want to see is red hot embers. So if you see any of those red hot embers, that's when the equation changes slightly. Especially one of those red hot embers landing on the centipede grass in these communities can cause some damage pretty quick. So definitely want to pay attention to that. I don't foresee us seeing that, but definitely going to see that ash in the air as well. Overall, Clear Pond community is looking good. Very smoky. But just driving the border around the Clear Pond community back into the apartments in the back end of Clear Pond. That's where if we were going, those are the areas that connect to the woods where the fire was. It is still burning in some hot spots throughout those areas, but nothing relatively close to here. I don't know if anybody can give me an amen on the fact that Horry County Fire and Rescue did a wonderful job at protecting property. We haven't lost one home out of any of this, and that is 100% amazing. You see on TV all of the wildfires around the country and the devastation, and our fire department, that we should take a lot of pride in here, saved a lot of homes. So don't take that for granted. Those guys deserve a giant thank you for the hard work. And not only just Horry County, you've got, I saw fire departments from everywhere in South Carolina. There were fire departments that some of the places I've never even heard of. Some of these like country volunteer departments here to help, and so we owe thanks to all of them. I saw Charleston fire an engine from Charleston up here, so definitely owe them all a sense of gratitude for the hard work. And those guys are exhausted right now. It's been a long 24 hours here as we've been watching this unfold right here, right out our back door. And this was literally out the back door at my house, 3/4 of a mile through the woods, and we were there. So definitely owe the fire department a big thank you, and the police department as well, the sheriff's department, Horry County Sheriff's Department, the South Carolina State Police, all of them for keeping our community safe throughout this entire event. And again, this broadcast here tonight would not be possible without our friends over at Detailed Electrical. They are the main sponsor of our feed. So all of our live storm coverage is brought to you and powered by Detailed Electrical. So if you have any electrical needs, I'm going to go ahead and give my little snippet to them here. Go head over to detailedelectrical.com and schedule your electrical appointment. They're wonderful. Kenny and Brad over there are two amazing individuals. If you do not know them, take a chance to get to know them. They also own Bird Dog Power Washing, which might come in handy here in the next couple days and weeks, especially with pollen season coming. So give those two places a big shout for providing us the ability to be able to do what we do here. So I wouldn't be able to do any of this without them. The moon looks super cool in the ambience of the smoke here. I'm sure a lot of people are out taking images of the actual moon here this evening. If you haven't got a chance to go take a look at it, you probably should. It almost looks like a harvest moon through the smoke. So if you're in an area that has a lot of smoke right now, pop outside to grab a picture. That's exactly what I'm going to do here in a second if I can get to a good spot to get a good photograph. Should have taken that photograph of the moon back about a 1/4 mile ago. Oh, there we go. Now I can see it. Grab a picture. I'm gonna post that picture here on Facebook. It's not the best picture in the world, but it's a photo. I got a picture of the moon. I get excited about things like that. So we got a picture of the moon coming to Facebook here. This is from Clear Pond, is where I took that photo, the Clear Pond community. I appreciate everybody sharing my content here over the past 24 hours. It's been wonderful to see the support. So thank you. Continue to share and help me keep people aware of what's going on, no matter what the situation. Definitely love seeing people sharing out my information. I work very hard to come up with these forecasts and keep you guys aware of what's going on. But as for now, I think everything's relatively calm here this evening, which is a great sign. Other than the smoke here that's going to fill the air, but we're just going to have to live with that for a couple days. Maybe the winds will shift and we can send that smoke out into Myrtle Beach. We'll take one more stroke here around the backside of the Clear Pond community, and then probably call it quits here for today and go get some much needed rest. It's been a wild day. I think everybody's tired. I know I'm tired. Leah says she lives in Clear Pond. The smoke just got picked up by the wind. It's gotten so much heavier since 5 p.m. We're starting to smell it through the house. Thank you for going live. It's really appreciated. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. You're going to smell it, unfortunately. I said to my wife, I said, it smells like we just had a wild party at our house and we're not even drunk. So, going to smell it in our homes, unfortunately. I wasn't even sure that I was going to be able to come out and be live tonight because I had a freaking killer headache from smoke inhalation here today. But I was able to get some fluids in me. I went home and took a break for a little while today and got some fluids in me, calmed down a little bit, had some dinner with my family, and decided to come out. I still got a little bit of a headache here, but smoke is no joke, that's for sure. Definitely, air quality is going to be crazy. We're going to have air quality meter alerts going off like crazy over the next couple days. People are going to get so tired of hearing alerts, it's not even going to be funny. So far, Clear Pond looks good, smoky, but good. So those of you that are worried in the Clear Pond community, you can say you're A-okay. Moving into the overnight hours, try and get some rest. As for the communities there that were impacted by the fire, definitely have your overnight plan just in case. Not saying that you'll have to use it, but hopefully we won't have to use them. But have a plan here for the overnight hours. Try and get some rest as much as you can. Things have drastically calmed down, so hopefully we are on the downhill slope here to get through this. But what a resilient community we have. I'm going to tell you that right now. I wish the world would come together like this every day. I really do. Really makes the houses with these permanent lights, the permanent Christmas lights. It's look pretty cool in the smoke. You probably can't see that as much on the camera, but the houses definitely look cool. Thank you for switching those colors to green instead of like a fire red color. That's wonderful, because there's definitely a nice haze and glow around everybody's house that has those lights. Not a whole lot to see this tonight. I really wanted to drive around and give some people a sense of security here this evening. That's the main reason I decided to do this loop and come around and go live with you guys here. Not a lot to report on in the dark, but nothing like we saw last night for sure. But hopefully, people after this stream here this evening can have a little bit of quietness in their mind. It's definitely an eerie situation for sure with the smoke looming, but that's going to continue, so nothing we can do about that. But that's probably going to just about do it for us here tonight. If you're interested in supporting Myrtle Beach Aware, please feel free to reach out to us. We do accept donations. We would love support from people. This is not free. This costs us a substantial amount of money. And we also have a drone to replace now, because that went down yesterday. Somewhere in the wind took it down. It's in the forest. It's gone. So the deer are probably playing with it now. But that is gone, so I won't have any aerial photographs of anything in the aftermath of this for you, and I apologize ahead of time for that until I can replace my drone. So, but the wind took that drone and it went bye-bye. So, and unfortunately the battery died, so the GPS tracker is no longer valid. But that's pretty much going to do it for us here tonight. If you're interested in supporting us, please reach out. Feel free to reach out. I can show you the path to donations and working through that. But if you haven't done so yet, we're trying to get to the 1,000 subscribers on our YouTube page. So please head over to YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit the little bell icon as well. So when we go live during severe events, you guys are notified and can follow along with us as we go live. So I appreciate the support. Thank you for following along. You stay safe, and we'll make sure you stay aware.